How's it going, people? Jeff here from Ecom Geeks. Today, we're going to be doing some brutally honest store reviews. So, my apologies in advance to the stores that are about to be reviewed. This is intended to be instructional, not insulting. So, without further ado, let's get started. So first up, we have deannatracy.ca, and as soon as I went here, we have this spin to win pop-up that came right up. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of these. I'm not a huge fan of pop-ups that pop up immediately when you go to the website. It makes much more sense to first try and capture the customer, potential customer's interest first, get them interested in your product, and then offer them a discount once they've kind of invested in it. So things I often recommend would be having, a discount pop up when they go to their cart page before they go to checkout. That could be a really good incentive for them to sign up for your newsletter, something like that, so that you actually get the customer engaged and you can keep them as a return customer or try and pull them back to your store with a newsletter sign up, something like that. So sometimes these work, sometimes they don't. Not my personal preference, but on some websites it does work. So let's take a look here. So we got a currency converter. Let's take a look here. What are we dealing with? So we are dealing with Block Shop. Okay, so third-party theme. We're dealing with a couple different things here. Nothing all that out of the ordinary. So yeah, let's take a look at the rest of the site. First off, I noticed that you're missing a favicon at the top left. You need to have that so people know which tab is yours. So definitely add that in, and quick noob check there. So powered by Shopify, also easy to remove, and will much more make it yours. So definitely get rid of this. Instead, have Deanna Tracy, TM or Co or whatever you have, whatever is applicable. So let's get back to the top here. So we got a rolling hero banner. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the rolling hero banners just because I find them distracting. Because right off the bat, like this, for example, this second one, or even this one here is almost more descriptive about your products because it seems everything's about necklaces and bracelets and stuff like that. So I would prefer for you to have like a single image or single hero image and tell them about you both in the image, so how things like the jewelry, maybe a woman wearing it, and then you should have text that is not integrated to the image because I saw that there was a couple things that were integrated into the image here. So like things like that is integrated to the image. So make sure that you have something along the lines of who you are and what you sell. So best renowned for jewelry, necklaces, earrings, and then for the luxurious buyer, for the modern woman, or something like that just pulls people in. The other thing that I'm noticing is that you're missing a logo, so that is super super important. So get rid of the simple title, get yourself a logo. Whether there's a number of free applications that you can use through Shopify or third-party programs. You can also hire somebody from something like Fiverr or something like that, but you definitely need a logo to base the rest of your site around, because that'll bring everything together. So just let's finish off the home page here. So we've got some social proof, which is good, but you shouldn't have it right here. Right after your hero banner, you probably want something like this where you have your new arrival. So move that up there because you want to say, okay, who you are, and then you want to say this is what we sell. Then you should have a section like this, which I like, which it's you might want to have this more about you. Like I think I saw, yeah, something like this. So something like this in terms of who you are and what you believe in is great. And so I would say put that here instead, and then have things like your social proof. Your footer is a little bit lacking because you've got info here. Usually it'd be good. Okay, so you do have an email sign up there. Um, like another thing that you need is in your footer is links to your legal pages. So things like return policy, things like that. Like there's a full thing on legal documents that we have. Everything except for your shipping policy I believe is automated. I think it's their shipping policy that's not automated, which makes sense. So definitely take a look at that video because yeah, you definitely need to have those legal documents so that people can put trust in you, you know, like in terms of refunds, returns, privacy policy, all that other good stuff. Okay, so now that we talked about the homepage, let's actually go into some of your tabs here. So a bit slow on the load there. So I've just run a speed test on your website using Google's Page Speed Insights, and it looks like things are pretty slow, which is obviously not a good thing. So the biggest things that I see here, it's hard to tell because it's a third-party theme, and I think that might be part of your issue. Because you might have apps interfering with your third-party theme because it's not a Shopify theme. Um, yeah, I mean, I'd have to take a lot of time going through exactly, you know, what's going on here, but there's obviously something that's interfering that's slowing down your website. So you'll probably want to take a look at that and figure out what's causing the issue there. So let's take a look at a couple of your other tabs here. So we got the cashmere collection. See, one thing I don't get is that, you know, you have cashmere, which is typically associated with sweaters, and yet here you have earrings and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is a specific designer or something like that. But it'd be much better or much more easy for the average customer just to simply go to earrings or necklaces or something like that. You know, as opposed to the cashmere collection. I'm a little bit confused about that. Anyways, let's go into one of your product pages here. So let's select this nice Carmen bracelet. Let's take a look at this guy here. Okay, so this is interesting. So the description is on the left-hand side. You see there's a bit of overlap here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so please remove this. I've seen this app used multiple times. I know it kind of forces people or intended to force people to buy sooner. I find it incredibly distracting, especially when I want to focus on your products, you know. It's great that it's showing that people have interest in your store, but it's saying, you know, like a day ago or a week ago or something like that. So if you're going to use this app, if you really want to use it, you can. I just wouldn't recommend having it at this point in your store's life cycle, just because it's too early and it's saying, okay, well, somebody day ago, 2 days ago, a week ago, as opposed to somebody just bought this. But even so, to be honest, I find it distracting away from what I want, which as a customer, I want to find your products right away. Okay, so I'm not impressed with your product pages at all. So it seems very bizarre to have things so spread out. I mean, I know I'm typically accustomed to having like the image on the left side and description on the right. It doesn't make a difference to me which side the image and the description are on, except for the fact that, you know, this text block here should be on the should be on the same side as whatever your add to cart is, because otherwise it's just taking up way too much real estate space. You know, it puts your photo in the middle there. So I don't know if you can do that with your third party theme. That's something to take a look at here. Um, yeah, but like in terms of like your description, there is some good stuff in here. Definitely take a look at our video on SEO because you want to make sure that your SEO is up to date. We also have a great video on product descriptions that convert, and that will help a lot because there's just a lot lacking here in terms of engagement. You know, if this had some bullet points, if it had, you know, a little bit more to it, you know, that just would keep me engaged, that would really help a lot. Also, I don't like the fact that your image is, you know, it's blown. Like I literally cannot zoom in on her wrist. By the time I get to the bottom of the page, I've only just seen like the middle part of the image. So I don't like the zoom in feature. You should probably have it removed. I mean, I like that it can get bigger there. It's just, man, if there's a way on your theme to be able to move this guy and, you know, this guy over to the same side of the page just to free up that space, then maybe it would be better because then you could actually see the different products that you're looking to sell. You know, like these are great images. It's just, you know, the native one you have on here just to zoom in when hovered is just, it's no bueno. It's not good. Cool. You've got an app that, you know, puts things together. Like it. Those are useful. Yeah, nothing to complain about there. You may also like, so I don't, I'm not a huge fan of these, except when it's smart. So there are a couple apps actually on the Shopify App Store that are smart, that use machine logic in order to figure out what products customers typically purchase together, and those ones are really great. I don't know about this one, but it looks kind of like your typical one where it just kind of shoves random products that people have purchased, or at least the most popular products. Um, so I mean, it's not the end of the world, but at the same time, it could be better. What others are saying? So it's good that you've got some reviews in there, or at least the possibility for reviews. Um, yeah, overall not bad. There's definitely things to be improved upon for sure, but at least you have a lot of the basics, the bare bone basics. I like the consistency in terms of the typography and the colors. There's nothing conflicting there. Um, Most of your images are very high quality, which is incredibly important. So overall, not bad. There's definitely a lot to be improved upon. And yeah, I hope this can help. So our next store here is Seventh and Oak, and I saw these guys briefly because I know that they asked for a store review, so we're doing it right now. We're just doing it brutally. It looks like there's been a couple changes, which is interesting. First off, it's so weird. I've never seen a pin it on the title of a website. That's interesting. Yeah, cool. Good to know. I don't know if that's gonna result in a lot of conversions or traffic. I don't know, but could work. Seventh and Oak itself, it needs to be darker because I can barely see it. I'm glad you have it as kind of like a logo. That is very good. But it needs to be darker because I can barely see that it says Seventh and Oak. So definitely make that more prominent. Hero banners. Mega coconut. Okay, so I like that this is talking about this product very well. What I don't like is that it's not talking about your website. So you guys, if I recall, sell candles. Yeah, you guys sell candles. So you guys need this to be about candles and why you're passionate about it, or the type of customer that typically would want this, the modern household or something like that. You need to tell people that you are all about candles, and that's what you sell, that's what you specialize in, and this is what you're good in. So make sure that you have that as opposed to something specific to a product. I mean, it's nice to show that there's new products, and perhaps you could put something like that, right underneath, like now introducing the Cebu or Cebu, which is inspired by the sun and sand, blah blah blah, which would be great for underneath your hero banner here. But yeah, for your main hero banner, you really need to be about you as your store, not you as a product. So let's scroll down a little bit. Bestsellers. This is not bad. Like, cause I don't think you guys have like a ton of products, which is not a bad thing. So to have them like that, let's take a look here. We got 3, 4. Okay, so I think that's 10 products if my math is correct. Got a grid of 9 there. So okay, so 10 products. Yeah, so that's totally legit. That is totally fine. You do not need a ton of products in order to make a successful store. So I think it's totally okay that you have a lot of the products displayed here. Normally I'd say keep it to one line, but in this case it makes sense for your store. So definitely keep that. What's going on here? So this looks like it's a giant video. So interesting. Okay, so you guys are showing the process. I like this. I like this because it shows like that you guys are actually doing yourself. It's not some sort of, drop shipping product. It's made, by hand. It's great. So I like this video. You might be interested in changing some of the coding for this. So what you can do is you can make it so that videos will automatically play, mute, and loop themselves. And that's one thing I explored actually in our product descriptions video. So that could be something useful so that, when people scroll down the page, this video is already, playing. Oh, it looks like it stops when you scroll away from it. Okay. But yeah, you could have it, playing already in the background so when people scroll down. And honestly, you could probably skip the first part and just go straight to here, about this part, because this is great. This is fantastic. So I would say like from here to like Probably around here. If the video would still play. Yeah. So keep that because that is about your product. I would, like I say, personally, I would have that so that auto plays and auto loops, and also probably muted. Like you want to make sure that you're not suddenly shocking somebody with things, so keep it muted. That is a great video. Definitely keep it. We've got some social proof here, which is great. Got some shop by collection, press, nice, very nice to have this sort of proof in it is great. So we have something about our mission, which is also good. And then we have a blog. Subscribe to our newsletter, Camel Care Guide. Okay, so your homepage is pretty good. That being said, it is a little bit long. You might be able to, how's that? You might be able to make your footer a little bit shorter. You probably don't actually need to include your logo in the footer at the top there. And so if that can get rid of that so that there's, a ton of real estate saved on that, then that could be very, very useful. It looks like you have all the good stuff here. Okay, so that sounds good. So going back to your homepage, candle care guide, I would take that out. Useful, but keep that in your blog. I would probably remove the shop by collection. You only have 10 products, so I don't think you need to shop by collection. Get that out of there. That'll save you a little bit of space in there. Underneath your hero banner, you've got your collections. I would then probably put in your mission. So, have in, where was it here on the side? I'd say put this section here. I would say expand upon this because a lot of customers that are in this niche market are definitely going to be interested in what you care about as a company. So I would probably move that up as well as the press here. And then I probably move the customer feedback just below the press here because then you've got a lot of social proof that you are a winner in terms of a store. So let's shop all and let's go to one of your products here. Nice. Okay. Taking a look here. Love it. It's great. So you have all great pictures. Now let's take a look at your description here. Okay, so I love the use of tabs, but details and sizing need to be switched. You could even move sizing further down because details are what you need to know or what customers need to know right off the bat. Customer needs to know what they're actually purchasing. You could also, I like this. You might be able to put in like some point forms. Maybe have some logos in there about sustainable packaging. Because like having some of those images, some of those pictures in there, can tell a picture says 1,000 words or whatever the saying is. So you can use those to your advantage. Even just a little tiny logo or whatnot. It can tell people without you having to explain it in a sentence, basically. It's good that you've got customer reviews. I would try and see if you can compress them a bit. I don't know what particular app you're using for this, but it'd be nice if it was almost like in blocks or something like this, and people could expand more to view more information. That being said, it's not the end of the world. It's just it does take up a lot of space. Like if we were to take a look at this, let's just do a quick inspect here. And if we were to look on this on mobile, let's see what we can see. And details should be first. Okay, so it's not too overwhelming in mobile, which is good. So that's not bad. Okay. So yeah, like it has split your customer testimonials up, which is very, very good. That being said, still takes up a lot of real estate. I'd see if you can compress it. If not the end of the world. So overall, I'm really impressed with this website. You guys have done a lot of really, really good things. Take consideration to the different things that I mentioned there, and yeah, I'm really impressed. Work on those product descriptions, and that can help you out a lot. If you need help with your Shopify store, whether that's setup, conversions, marketing, or otherwise, I'd invite you to book a one-on-one session with me. Below you can find a link to book a date and time that work for you. If you like this video and would like us to create further content, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help us out. If you'd like us to review your store, leave us a link in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.